You think hip-hop died?
You know, I've been getting that question a lot, and I don't know if it's dying, but definitely I feel like, you know what, Ventilator, yeah, it's dying.
Sexy Red killed it. When she said the booty hole was brown, I felt the throes of death. Like, I was like, all right, this is it. This is the end of hip-hop right now.
Wow, we are 10 seconds into the show and you're already blaming gals. So that's the theme for what this is going to be.
Welcome to Respectfully. As y'all know, I'm Drew.
I'm Ronaldo.
We got a lot going on. Sorry we missed y'all last week and the weeks, prior to this. But there's a lot going on in sports, as y'all know. And of course, y'all know this is a sports show. We talk about all our stupid opinions, all our pop culture stuff. And I want to say that I vehemently believe that Big Bird is transgender.
Is it a sports show?
Not really.
Okay. And I believe that you can learn the same lessons from James Baldwin and real Boston Richie. It's true.
And away we go. All right. First and foremost, let's get to Ronaldo's favorite thing. And it's so funny that on Monday...
This is so unfair.
On Monday, after the Dolphins lost that game...
This is so unfair.
It was raining. And I remember saying to myself, nature is healing itself.
Okay.
Nature is healing itself. Like the birds were like flying in the rain, being cleansed. I saw plants growing. Like nature is just coming back to what it is. Because now the Dolphins are right where they belong, under the boot of a better animal.
Where they belong is 3-1 and second in the AFC East. Full disclosure to the audience,
Give it time.
right? Full disclosure. We were supposed to tape this episode after. No, I need to let this be out there. We were supposed to tape this episode after the Dolphins had that historic 70-point performance. I had jokes, I had puns, I had setups, I had everything relating to 70. There was a whole 70 segment, and I knew it. The next week we were going to lose.
Let me give y'all credit. I watched a movement within the community I'd never seen before. I went to the gym, the whole gym. Dudes had on like Dolphins jerseys in the gym. They doing cardio in the Dolphins gear. And they're like, wait. And dudes who didn't know me, who I thought hated me, like, Big brother, you watched the game? I was like, yeah, man, Dolphins. He's like, yeah, you see that, eh? Yes, sir. Da, da, da. I was like, all right.
And what was it like this week?
Huh?
What was it like this week?
Dudes was dressed normally. They're very... Now, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all still talking. Y'all still talking.
Y'all with the chest.
Yeah, y'all still are talking. You're like, come on now. Y'all be like 4 touchdowns. And I was like, all right, but that's
Okay, so here's my question to you though. Is it the death of the Dolphins hype train? Because after 3 wins, after a historic 50-point blowout, the hype train was at its apex.
I don't think this is the end of the hype train. And the reason why I don't think it's the end of the hype train is because, well, let me ask you, have y'all done this well this early?
Yes, all the time. Like
y'all have?
It's the famous trope that everybody makes about Dolphins fans. You start fast and then they say, we'll see us in December. Like it's always 3 wins, 4 wins, and then see us in December.
To be fair though, that 70-point cut up, and the Broncos are lousy. They ain't good. They're not the greatest, but it's still a professional football team.
What hurt me the most is that it was Buffalo. Like it had to be them.
Yeah.
If it was anyone else, I'd be fine with it. Like Josh Allen had the week that Tua had the week before against the Broncos. He was 21-24, like 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. So he actually had more touchdowns than incompletions. Which brings me to my biggest problem with the Dolphins. The only thing that can derail the hype train. I need my defensive coordinator to get it together.
Bro.
I need Vic Fangio to do something about this defense.
I was mad when the Broncos scored as much as they did in the 70-point game. They shouldn't have scored that much. Like, their offense wasn't that so good and so slick to the point where I was like, they're worthy of these points. So you think he's on the clock? How much more games do you think he has if he keeps messing up on this level?
Well, what's troubling to me is that when you look at it, this offense is great. It's also the worst defense in this division. Jets have a great defense. Bills have a great defense. Patriots are only in games because of that defense. Their offense is atrocious. So the Dolphins has the worst defense in the division, and I don't know how you can be a serious contender with a defense like that. I'm not supposed to say this in public, and I realize that as these words are coming out of my mouth, and I'm going to stop now.
You a traitor. Question, are you a defense wins games or offense wins games person?
I like 70 points. I'm giving them defense.
This dude would have lose his whole job and you in here talking like this. Question.
Score more points.
Speaking of the hype train, did anything happen on Robinson Road?
This has become my favorite part
Hold
of
on.
Bahamian Dolphin lore.
Explain Robinson Road to
I
the
got
community,
you.
please.
So after every Dolphin win, you will see, I don't know where this bar is. I don't know where these people watch this game. All I can tell from the surroundings is that it's on Robinson Road. And you see them in the streets like it's a post-Junkanoo celebration.
Yep.
It feels like the next day after Boxing Day. Like, that's what it's like. And they have this after every big Dolphin wins. It was there after the 70-point game. And I saw not a video after the Bills lost.
Bruh, I had people who were driving, it hit my WhatsApp groups. They were driving through that road trying to find them. I was like screaming things at no one. Like, where y'all at now? What's going on? I was like, y'all are screaming at no one. And that feels great. That's excellent.
Why can't we just bring the country together and enjoy the Dolphins winning?
Nah.
Like,
nah.
Right.
You know what mess y'all up? Steelers Nation.
I want to talk about other things now. I don't.
Well, folks, there you have it. That's our football news for you. When we come back, we get into our Put It in Place segment. All right, you tune into Respectfully. Come right back. All right, folks, welcome back to Respectfully. We got to go to our segment, Put It in Play. Now, you can tell me, I heard there's some NBA trade movement.
So the biggest story we wanted to get to after the Dolphins, of course, and after the Steeler Nation shot that hurt me so much.
Dolphins matter.
On so many different levels. NBA trade movement. Now, we all expected, we saw the reports that the Pacers were possibly shopping Buddy Hield. So I thought if there was any one of the Bahamian players that were going to be moved, it was him.
Yep.
But the Lillard deal was the biggest thing that people expected to happen, and DeAndre Ayton was a part of that deal. So now, moving away from the Phoenix Suns, moving away from Arizona, a place that he's been since high school, now a Portland Trailblazer. And he's in a completely different environment. This is someone who needed a fresh start because obviously that relationship in Phoenix had been soured.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think the Argentina, those games, those FIBA games, had anything to do with this? Like, did they look at those? Do you think they looked at those games and was like, you know what, this guy's actually balling? Or was it just strictly NBA politics as usual?
I think this was going to happen irrespective because the way that relationship was after not just this playoff exit, but the one before that, it seemed as if this team was moving in a completely different direction. Devin Booker is the only member on the roster that was there since they made that finals run when they lost to the Bucks. One player left out of 12. Clearly, you have a new ownership that's trying to clean house. And DeAndre Ayton was not a player that they factored into the future for whatever reason. I feel like after the way he played in Argentina, playing alongside the other Bahamian players, he has renewed confidence going into the season.
Right.
So for me, I like this for him because sometimes you just need that change of scenery. You need to go from, now he has more of a chance to be the guy. He's playing with a young Portland core where most of these guys are 20, 21 years old. So he's actually going to be the vet in this lineup. And I'm interested to see how he does.
Am I a bandwagon ninja if I now am a Trailblazer fan? Like, I think what Bahamians want to know is if we now are Trailblazer fans, is that patriotic or is that cowardly?
No, yes, we're supposed to do this. Like, that's what's supposed to happen. So
Go Trailblazers. I don't
There you
know.
go.
I haven't really sure where y'all live. I don't know if y'all in Oregon or like Saskatchewan, but go Saskatchewan Trailblazers. Happy for y'all right
That
now.
works as well.
Thank you.
So what we do is, this is the way we do it, right? So this whole sports rooting thing is supposed to be fun. So you just root for stories and root for people. So I root for all the Bahamian players and LeBron. So I got a list of 5 teams.
You said all the players and LeBron?
All the Bahamian players.
And LeBron?
Yeah.
Coward. I feel like if you like LeBron, so something fundamentally like wrong. Like you're just a bandwagon person.
This is not the way how we are going to have this show at all.
Let
me establish
y'all
some
LeBron people has really pissed me off.
Let me establish some ground rules now.
Let me hear this.
So yes, DeAndre Ayton, Portland Trailblazers. This is where that is one of our teams.
Yep.
If Buddy Hield stays with the Pacers, that is one of our teams. Or wherever he ends up going, that's our team. We know they will be playing. I don't know if Guy Jones could be playing. So that's
Okay.
no, let's not.
Hold on. Let me cook. It's a simple question.
Yes.
What is wrong with him? Like, is it? Because I'm at a point now where, all jokes aside, I don't even think it's drugs. I think he may be having like a psychotic. First of all, he's the GOAT of what? He says GOAT the way Elkin 360 says Bahamas.
Dancing.
He'd be like, going on the boat, GOAT. I'm like, dude, why are you putting the Bahamian flag next to this?
It's the GOAT country.
Is he saying he's the coach?
Yes.
You saw anyway. Very good. Very good.
I don't want to do this.
I'm just saying. I wish him. I really genuinely wish him the best. I see his team has like more or less cut ties with him indefinitely. He doesn't seem kind of bothered by it.
Which is troubling in itself. But
Yeah.
we just have to kind of watch and see how this one plays out.
I'm not one to be religious. We got to pray for him.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm sure.
We got to pray to.
Thoughts and prayers, T's and P's.
I got to pray to Glenn Santa Martin that she could save him.
Well, she can save anyone.
That's a pie. That's a yellow queen. You hear me?
Okay, let's stop it.
Hi, Glennis.
We talked
Sex
earlier
yourself.
about the Dolphins hype train that ended. Is the same thing happening to the Colorado Buffaloes hype train? Because they also started the season on, but they lost to 2 ranked teams, and I think people expected that, right?
Yeah.
It was fun. It still is fun. Here's my thing, though: the fans of Coach Prime, fans of Deion Sanders, we don't care. Like, we are only visiting this entire Colorado Buffalo situation. We were there at Jackson State. We will be here at Colorado. Whatever happens next, we are going to be after that. So the people that hold this cathedral of college football and hold it sacred, we ain't care about none of that. Like, it's still Coach Prime in Colorado all the way.
I'm gonna lie to you. I look at Colorado the same way I looked at Obama. Like, it was enough for me that it was a black man as a president. Whatever he did, it was fine. With Prime being there, if Colorado does not win another game, he's done enough for Colorado and for that team and for the economy of that state.
I need 3 more games, though. Just for football
No.
purposes.
I want him to win more
3 more
games, but if he doesn't, they've already won more games this year than they did last year.
Yeah, they won 1 last year.
And we're 5 games.
Yeah.
He's done enough. He brought Lil Wayne amongst the whites, and they lost their mind, and they were so happy.
But not just that. This is the crazy thing. Look at the people that are on the sidelines. Kawhi Leonard doesn't go to anything. He doesn't smile. He doesn't speak. He had Kawhi Leonard. He got Wu-Tang.
I was about to bring that up, right?
Like, all of Wu-Tang.
Why was you God there?
At least 80% of Wu-Tang. Maybe not all.
No, it wasn't. No, RZA, the big ones, Joe.
Fair. 40% of Wu-Tang is amazing for Boulder, Colorado.
Is enough.
And like you said, you got Lil Wayne bringing them out like a surprise fight. This is a completely different atmosphere. And not just that, but the ratings. The market has seen the attention that they continue to get. And so every big college football show is there. Like, there are tangible ways to measure the impact that he's having. So no, the hype train is not done.
You know how I know that, that they hate him and he's doing a very good job? Where the conservatives came out, I don't know if you saw the clip on Twitter where the guy was like, oh yeah, he's coming out bling blinging. I feel like I'm watching BET. If it is the hip hop awards out here. They had one rapper come through to perform. That's it. The rest of them just existed on the field. Like, they so mad at him.
To be fair, that was just a joke that didn't land.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's just a joke that didn't land.
He was joking?
It just didn't land, though, which is almost
It felt right.
It was almost as dangerous as you saying something with malice.
How do we feel about the trash talking the coach did for the last game, where he said they're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins? Like, the Oregon head coach, how you feel about that?
You know the irony of that? You're saying that as you give the cameras full access to your locker room, knowing that he wrote that at least 3, this is about a joke landing. He wrote that like 3 or 4 days ago saying, when I say this line, they are going to eat this all the way up. So he knew that was going to get clicks because he knew he had a far better team.
He knows the way white Americans talk. I'll tell you one thing, buddy. When you hear that, there's going to be a lynching.
Buddy,
Buddy?
He has many black players. Like, so many black players.
The two scariest things a white person can say to me is, buddy, and I swear to God. After that, just run.
You know what? I can think of so many scarier things.
Like what?
We can't say them now.
Oh, red hats. That's fair.
Let's move on to Tangs or down by. So this is our weekly update of Bahamian NFL fan bases, and we picked out 5 that we think are pretty much, it gives you a general consensus of what Bahamians are into, or the teams that they follow closely. And we're going to tell you if Tangs is Tangs for that franchise or if they down bad.
Start with the Dolphins. Dolphins got 3-1 record. I think Tangs is Tangs. I think y'all are going downhill the way you do every time y'all have a season.
Oh, I want to say things.
I think Tangs is y'all ain't down bad. This is what y'all do.
I don't know if I can.
This is y'all norm.
What can we say? Where is this airing? Like, what can we say?
That what we can and can't say?
Yeah.
Speak your heart. Speaking of, we can bleep it up.
All right.
Make a clean cut. That's all they did.
That's
clever.
Because he's behind there. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because clean cut. Okay, so the Dolphins are 3-1, but they're playing the Giants. Things are looking up. We're We're headed back to the column, about to be 4-1. If we lose this game, this ages poorly.
The twinkle in your eye knowing you're playing the Jets, who have this little boy.
The Giants.
The Giants, pardon me, who was a terrible team. And you so happy.
God awful.
Pardon me.
On the way to 4-1. Tanks is tanks. We all right.
Tanks is tanks. We can see.
I need pass rushes, though.
All right.
I need
Your defensive coordinator ain't doing good.
No.
Cowboys, how are we feeling? They're 3-1, surprisingly. I feel like the Cowboys and the Dolphins fan bases are having a very good couple of weeks.
All right, so this is the one that I think, I don't know what to think about this one because 3-1 right now at the moment, but heading into a matchup with one of the teams on this list, they're playing the 49ers this week. So I feel like right now you got to say Tangs is Tangs. Like they are doing good right now, but next week, going to be a completely different situation after everyone panics.
Yeah, and they will panic.
Of course they panic.
Steelers are 2-2. I say down bad.
I think the Steelers down bad.
I think they down really bad.
It's one of the worst offenses in the league. Like Kenny Pickett will complete 20 passes for 140 yards. Terrible offense. Somebody rescue Najee Harris. I mean, it ain't gonna be the Dolphins. I used to want it to be them.
The Steelers are down, but Mike Tomlin. Like his hairline doesn't look as straight as it normally is, which is an indictment on his bobble.
It used to be an immaculate hairline.
He had a Steve Harvey-esque protractor with the line like that. He got cut by the hands of God, and his hairline looking like sketchy.
You know what? It always looked natural. It never looked like Beijing. Mm-hmm. But now the stress of having Kenny Pickett as your quarterback, dog might be losing it.
He got to be getting a Dominican shape up to just go into like what
Turkey. It's when they go to Turkey. Like you saw how LeBron revived all of his stuff.
Yeah.
What Kevin Durant refuses to do.
Yeah, Kevin Durant has that like slave piece.
Yeah.
That's like the original. That's that piece of like cotton and pain.
Or like when you smoke a ridiculous amount of weed and you don't care about grooming.
No, that weed ain't gonna do that. I've never smoked weed a day in my life because weed's illegal in Bahamas. Please don't ever smoke weed at all.
I've heard that it causes
I've heard that for sure. I've never done it though. I've definitely never done it.
Look disheveled.
A day in my life.
Perhaps not pay attention to
the
your
49ers police watching. All right, so 49ers, they're up 4-0. I think this is Tings is good. Up good. I don't even the opposite of down bad. Like they wilding.
Best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
They found a legitimate quarterback at the end of the draft. Brock Purdy is good. He's a joy to watch. Obviously, Tings is Tings.
Purdy is balling. And of course, last but not least, the Chiefs. How do we feel about it? I feel like Tings is Tings. However, this Taylor Swift.
I wanted to be the one show that talks about sports that did not mention this.
You gotta address the skinny gal in the room. She has no backyard.
Yeah, but her bank account is so full.
It really is.
It makes up for all the other perceived deficiencies.
I think the funniest meme I saw.
Skinny girls matter.
Do they?
Yes.
Do that?
What's wrong with you?
I'm looking at Mike. You wildin'. Did you see the meme with him? Someone said him with the mustache. It says he looks like a cop that turns off his body cam.
Yeah. No, it was
to beat black people.
It was a wow. Okay, it was a concerted effort because Travis Kelce was known within a certain demographic to
like black women.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you seen his ex? You know how difficult it is for me to sit here and be like,
see, hold on. This is the problem. And this is a Taylor Swiftification of the NFL and what's happening right now. Because we are spending way too much time on who Travis Kelce is dating and not enough time on the fact that the Chiefs, Tings is Tings.
Google Travis Kelce X. All right. Now, congratulations to the young queen, Jonquil Jones, back in the WNBA Finals. I feel like she gets overshadowed a lot with the Aitons and the Heels and the Kai Jones, who's clearly very well mentally.
Wow, still doing that.
Congratulations to her. She's in New York Liberty. They have a stacked roster. I do not watch the WNBA. I'm just proud of the young queen, Jonquil Jones, because she's Bahamian.
But you are going to watch the WNBA.
Yeah, for her, yes.
It's such a huge deal. And now she has a legitimate shot at winning that ring and adding to her resume as the most decorated Bahamian basketball player of all time.
I'm starting to look at her as she may end up being probably one of the most decorated, period.
She's already there.
She's that good.
She's already there. She has a league MVP, 6th Woman of the Year, All-Star. She's got it. There's nobody else that's done that.
Who has better stats than her, you think?
In terms of Bahamian professional?
No, just in general for women's WNBA.
I mean, she went from a situation where she was the number one option on her team in Connecticut, and now she's the third option with the Liberty because you have the current MVP, Brianna Stewart, you have Sabrina Ionescu, who has her own signature shoe, so obviously she's a big deal. But better career move, and now you end up with your best chance to win a WNBA title, and everything that debate television teaches us that rings matter.
You know how misogynist I am?
I don't want you to do this. I want you to go to break.
Let me tell you how misogynist I am. I saw her.
If you can censor yourself and say, I'm telling you how misogynistic I am, you should probably not say the sentence and go to break.
You're the boss of me. Darren is. All right, folks, this is respectfully. When we come back, we're getting the parlay pain. Y'all don't go anywhere.
So don't stop now. In the streets, so don't stop now. DJs, but I'm just right now. In the hallways, don't drop out. So don't stop now. DJs, but I'm just right now. In the hallways, don't time to flop now. In the streets, don't stop now. DJs, but I'm just right now. In the hallways, don't time to flop now. Don't stop now. DJs, but I'm just right now. In the hallways, don't time to flop now.
All right, folks, welcome back to Respectfully. We're about to get into parlay pain, which y'all know is Niall's department.
So I will never win the IL Sportsbook 100K challenge. I have come to terms with that I am always going to lose. I am the best at getting 11 legs of a parlay right out of 12.
Pause. Give me the pause there.
I gotta challenge that. I don't feel like that's pause worthy.
11 legs?
But leg is a colloquial expression for... Never mind.
You looked me in the eye and said that. I ain't comfortable.
Anyway, so the Chiefs were up 23-20 on the Jets. Less than 2 minutes left in the game. Chiefs favored by 8.5. Patrick Mahomes breaks free, scrambles towards the left sideline, has a clear path to the end zone. If he scores his touchdown, Chiefs win by 10.
Yeah.
Cover the spread. You win.
We're going down.
If you were someone like me that had the spread, as you see him running, you're thinking, we got it. We got the 8.5 points. Slides at the 2-yard line, runs out the remainder of the clock. You don't cover the spread. You lose. Because now the Chiefs only win by 3.
I love that Joe want them to play for y'all parlay. Y'all
Yes,
want to.
yes, I want you to play from my bank account. Yours is set. They just restructured his deal. He gets paid like $300 million. Let me win.
Nah, that's his money. He's so happy right there.
I want to move on to week 3,
Yeah.
week 5, whatever it is. I don't know.
So
Why would he
sad.
slide?
Why did the Dolphins kick the ball? Things we'll never know the answer to. Of course, y'all know where to do all this parlay stuff. Y'all know where to take it all the way to go and to IL Sportsbook. That's where you can go and do all this parlay stuff Cosmo. Niall is talking about. So go down there to ilsportsbook.com and just trust me, no one else doing it like them. We're tuned in to Respectfully. Come right back.
Attention, all sports enthusiasts! Get ready for the I'm in Luck Parlay Jackpot, where you can win big and take home a cool $10,000. Picture this, an exciting parlay bet with 8 or more legs featuring selections from NFL, NBA, MLB, and other major sports leagues. And here's the catch, at least 50% of your picks must be moneyline underdogs. To qualify, simply place a minimum bet of $20 on your winning parlay during the promotion period. But remember, any suspended or postponed games in your winning parlay will disqualify you from claiming the jackpot prize. The best part? If you can win, you'll not only get your parlay winnings, but you'll also get a share of the jackpot. If there are multiple winners, it's all about equal distribution. But here's the exciting twist. The jackpot prize increases daily by 1% of the total qualifying parlay bets until a winner is determined. And once a winner emerges, the jackpot resets to $10,000 and starts growing again. So are you ready to participate? You must be 18 years or older and have an Island Luck account. Join now and experience Experience the thrill of the Island Luck Parlay Jackpot. Visit islandluck.com for more information. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so game responsibly.
All right, folks, welcome back to Respectfully. Of course, you know we close up every single time with our pick'em. All right, so we start, of course, with the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Who you got?
All lines, of course, brought to you by the IL Sportsbook that is responsible for this fancy desk that we are sitting at.
This is the fanciest desk. I know Vado and Don made this with their hands.
Wonderful surroundings.
I know Vado tastes. Like,
thank you, IL Sportsbook.
You like silver.
Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Ravens favored by 4.5. You can buy in on them at -108. Steelers -113. You got to think Ravens here. We just mentioned earlier how horrible we think this Steelers offense is. And the only way they have a chance in this game is if you believe Lamar Jackson completely implodes. I never believe that because, as John or False God would tell you, I always root for the black quarterbacks.
Always.
It's a thing of mine. So I'm going Ravens.
I'm going Ravens just because of how bad the Steelers are, honestly.
And the Ravens absolutely cover the spread. I think 4.5 is, although the Ravens are one of the most injured teams in football, still that much better than the Steelers. By the way, Odell Beckham went to the Ravens and apparently rumored to now be dating Kim Kardashian, and nobody cares because of the Taylor Swift stuff.
You know how much money and how unproblematic you got to be when you're dating Taylor Swift, the most no bungie gal in the world.
All right, this is where we had to take it. So game 2, Houston Texans hosting the Atlanta Falcons. This one, a lot of people think this is the worst game of the week. This line, the line signifies that, right? Falcons favored by 0.5 point. So basically a pick 'em, but I like the Texans in this one. You can buy in the Falcons at -113. Same across the board for the Texans, -113.
My answer to who I'm picking is, does it matter?
It absolutely does matter, and I'm going with the Texans because I think we have a legit future superstar quarterback in C.J. Stroud. He's legitimately good.
I like Stroud. The team around him is not good, though. That's my issue. But however, to your point, if he's getting better every game, I think he's trying his hardest. That's why I'm going to go for the Texans, but I don't like this.
I mean,
I don't like this at all.
Nobody likes it. Like, nobody's going to watch it. But
right. You know what I mean?
You're going to keep an eye on it for gambling purposes. If you're a degenerate like me, that's what you do with all of the game. The Falcons are the best at drafting great skill position players. So you draft Kyle Pitts, you draft Bijan Robinson, you draft Drake London, and then you have somebody incapable of getting any of them the ball.
Yes.
I don't understand what's the point. I'm taking the Texans.
I'm with you on the Texans.
All right, game three.
All right, now we got the Dolphins versus the New York Jets.
All right, Dolphins favored by a robust 10.5 points.
I feel like you made that up.
The line is low.
I feel like
the line is low.
I feel like you wrote that in.
The line is low. The line should be at least 14, all right? Because the Dolphins are winning this game by 2 touchdowns, taking the Dolphins to cover the spread, bounce back week for that offense because we don't have to deal with that ridiculous Buffalo Bills pass rush or the secondary that made Tua look normal.
Like a man?
Made him look like a man.
Like a man?
And not the Samoan king that he is.
First of all,
I'm not.
Palomalo is still a person. Put some respect on Mr. Head and Shoulders. Don't do that.
He's somewhere combing his hair.
Don't do that. As he should.
Yes, he should.
As he should.
Great head of hair.
That's amazing hair.
How did him and Mike Tomlin coexist in the same locker room with great hair like that?
Because that's what happens when you bring perfect hair together. Wins. That's why we don't win like that. Because look at us. We look terrible.
Yeah. Well, our desk is great, though.
It's a great desk. Thank you to Vado and Don for building this with their hands. I hate to even have to say this.
Thank you. I put this game in there just so you can
I hate to say this.
I will sit here staring.
This is a comeback game for the Dolphins. I feel like Tua is mad. I feel like all your defense got to do is really manage the game.
Yeah.
And I think you're good to go. I think this is easy. It is easy where the Giants are terrible right now. I'm going Dolphins.
Say more good things about the Dolphins.
No.
All right.
Tuna.
You can move on to the last
Exactly. One. Then we got the LA Rams versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Jesus, this is going to be... Anyway, go on.
But Eagles only favored by 4.5, surprisingly.
Which is wild to me.
Because I think a lot of people were ready to heap some dirt on the Rams after you get to the Super Bowl, you have that momentous moment actually winning the thing, and then it seems as if all of the wheels were falling off. And then you lose Cooper Kupp, who was basically your entire offense. But somehow they found this Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Who is up there?
Playing.
Who is up there with all of the great receivers.
Yeah.
On pace along with Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson to break Calvin Johnson's yardage record. So now, I don't know if it was Cooper Kupp. It might have just been the system and Matthew Stafford deciding, I have one person I want to throw the ball to. He will get 1,000 catches. But I'm still taking the Eagles to win.
Also, Tyreek Hill is a monster. We don't talk about how fast that gentleman is.
You know what he runs like? He runs like, you know, who's the worst behaved child in your family whenever you go to a family function? That's what Tyreek Hill runs
like. That name
like.
immediately came to my mind.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Think about how he or she runs.
Yeah, shout out to Travis. And last but not least, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Dallas Cowboys. Who you got?
This is a huge game for our weekly checkup of annoying Bahamian fan bases.
Yeah, buddy.
This is a big one. And I feel like this is one of those games where people are going to watch the game as a collective together. 49ers, of course, we think it's the best team in the league right now. Yep. Favored by 3.5. You can get them at -112. You can get the Cowboys there at -119. One of the greatest rivalries in the NFL, and for people of a certain age like us, it just automatically feels like big-time football when you see these two uniforms on the field. It's so evenly matched. The all-time record is 19-19-1.
I feel like they should be the new Thanksgiving game.
It should always be the
Thanksgiving game. I feel like they should be the new Thanksgiving America game because they battle. They go to war every time.
Some of the best memories.
It's like all of the playoffs.
Like even if you were, so before we actually got a chance to start watching, right? But I've seen clips of the Dwight Clark catch. You remember T.O. running to the star to celebrate and then George T. coming to hit him. Like there are always great things that happen with this rivalry. I'm interested to see what the next chapter is. I think it's actually going to be a close game because Dallas will keep it close somehow.
I feel like Dak, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't want to give them that much credit. I do think the 49ers win, but I think the Cowboys cover this 3.5 spread.
All right, folks. Well, those are our picks. Do not follow us blindly. We have Darren for that. Price's picks is way more accurate than us.
If we pick 5, I am going to get 4 out of 5, which will get me no money, but I'll feel really good about it.
How did your parlay go?
11 out of 12, which got me no money. Yeah. But I feel really good about it.
If you're not fresh, you're last. Yeah. All right, folks. You're tuned into Respectfully. Almost out of here. Coming right back.
Did you know that you can win $100,000 every week with IL Sportsbook 100K Challenge? And it's completely free. Well, now you know. All you need is an IL account. To make things easier, I'll show you how it's done. It won't take long. Log on to islandnut.com. Click the 100K Challenge tab, and now you're in. Select your teams to win for each matchup for the week. Answer 2 prediction questions, and you're set. We'll even throw in Thursday's night's game for free. Now sit back, relax, and hit a lick with your NFL picks. Don't worry, if no one wins the jackpot, the closest performing player gets $2,500. Try now and pick your way to 100K with IL Sportsbook 100K Challenge.
Thank you, Ronaldo and Drew, for your insights. Is always welcome. But right now, it's all about the 100K challenge for your chance to win $100,000. Here's how. Select all the NFL winning matchups for Sunday and Monday night. Answer 2 prediction questions for Monday night's game, and you're all set. Sit back, relax, and watch your picks roll into $100,000. Here are some of my picks for Sunday's matchups. First up, it's the Bills versus the Jaguars. This one is very simple for me. Josh Allen is on a roll and he's looking like the MVP. I do not see them losing this Sunday against the Jaguars. And remember, this game is in London, so this game tips off at 9:30 a.m. So be careful. Make sure to put in your 100K challenge picks very early because after 9:30, you won't have another shot. My second pick is the Ravens versus the Steelers. And I'm taking the Ravens all day. The Steelers are not looking good this season at all. Kenny Pickett is not the quarterback on which we thought he would have been. I'm thinking the Ravens are going to blow this game out. So I'm taking the Ravens all day. My third pick is the Eagles over the Rams. Now, this one could be a really tight matchup, but I do believe that the Eagles have too much weapons on the offensive side, and their defense are very formidable. I'm going with the Eagles. Fourth, I've got the Dolphins over the Giants, for obvious reasons. The Giants are just not that good, and the Dolphins are steamrolling ahead right now. Tua is playing phenomenally, looking like a real MVP this season, and I'm going and locking in my Dolphins pick. And fifth, this may come as a surprise, but I'm locking in the Arizona Cardinals over the Bengals. I know that's a shocker. The Bengals were supposed to be very good this season, but that offensive line is not looking up to par. Joshua Dobbs is actually a really good quarterback, and it's looking like that with our very own eyes these last couple of games. I'm locking in the Cardinals as the big upset this Sunday. Those are my 5 picks. What are yours? Make sure to lock in your picks this Sunday before 9:30 a.m. because of the London game for your chance to win $100,000. Good luck.
All right, folks, welcome back to Respectfully. We're trying something new right now called The Fix Is In. Who you think they setting up to win or lose the next set of games on Saturday?
Well, I mean, it's our first episode, so everything is new. So
okay, that's fair.
There's that. It's really the first one.
Y'all just win one game by 70 and have an attitude, boy, I tell you.
You diva. I'm surprised that you think it's the only one.
You're like a Taylor Swift right now.
Fair enough. So I think this segment, what we want to do is try to find the biggest underdog that we think is going to ruin everyone's bracket, ruin everyone's parlay, but not mine, because I got the one that I think is going to get it done.
Okay.
I think Bryce Young and his Carolina Panthers actually beat the Detroit Lions. And although Dan Campbell is one of the most entertaining coaches when it comes to the press conference, one time he did say his team is going to bite off everyone's kneecaps. That's a thing that was said.
I remember that, actually.
But I'm going to go with Bryce Young because, as I mentioned earlier, I am always rooting for the black quarterbacks. He gets it done.
I feel like the Bears are going to beat the Commanders. I feel like the Bears, who have not won a single game this season. And
feels like this century.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to pull one out. I think it's going to be one of those games where they go into 2 overtimes.
Hey.
And the score is going to be 3-0 at the end of the second overtime. Like, I feel like that's going to be the thing. They'll be like, let them win, please.
Hey, way to go for the black quarterback. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Have you ever played Street Fighter with like your young cousin and he picks like Dalsum, and you're playing with Ken. Yeah. You're like, all right, you put the controller down, go make some food, come back, and he's still like fighting for his life.
Yeah, because Yoga Flame to beat.
Yeah, right. But then he happens to win.
Stupid.
Right. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
What did we learn today?
I learned that this opening of Parliament thing is a legitimate thing for people. Like, I've worked in media for almost 20 years. I had no idea it was any of this.
So many hats.
So many, what's it called when they have the little net thing?
I don't know.
There was like a carpet.
There's a literal red carpet. Here's my thing with this, right?
They just go into debate laws.
I feel like they keep telling us, well, if you can't pay a BPL bill, maybe budget. Spend less money on Starbucks. Wait, y'all not having red carpet events?
Wait, well, they're rich. Who tells us that?
That's what the BPL guy told us the other day. He was like, well, y'all can't pay your bill. It's super like,
You see how much football and gambling and stuff I follow? I don't watch the news. Limited bandwidth.
You tuned in to Respectfully. Hope you had a good time with us today. Catch us next week for all your sports news. And of course, shout out to IL Sportsbook. Check them out for all your gambling needs. And as always, gamble responsibly. It's just a game. All right?